Okay, so you put in all of this work, your garden is finally starting to take off, and then these guys show up. You spray, but they just come right back. You're spending money on all these chemicals, and you still find your beautiful plants getting chewed up. Sound familiar? Well, what if I told you that you could have a whole army of little helpers working for you 24/7 to take care of those pest problems for free? In this video, I'm going to show you how to build a garden that brings in the good bugs so you can stop worrying so much about the bad ones. For decades, the first thing that we were all taught to do was grab a bottle of something strong. You see a bug, you spray the bug. But the problem with that approach is that it's kind of like trying to fix a leaky pipe with a sledgehammer. It's just messy, and it usually causes more problems than it solves. You see, some of those broad spectrum pesticides, they don't just kill aphids on your roses, they wipe out everybody. The ladybugs that were there about to eat the aphids, the bees trying to pollinate your tomatoes, everything. This creates a really fragile garden that depends on more and more chemicals to survive. When you get rid of the natural predators, the pest pollinators can come back even stronger because now there's nothing left to keep them in check. The secret to a garden that's healthy and low maintenance is building a balanced little world where nature does most of the heavy lifting for you. Let's go over a few of the most valuable players for your garden's team. First up, you've got the undisputed celebrity of the beneficial bug world, the ladybug. Everybody loves them, but what a lot of people don't realize is just how much they can eat. An adult ladybug can eat about 50 aphids a day, but it's their larvae that you really want. They look like tiny little black and orange alligators, and man, are they eating machines. A single ladybug can eat up to 5,000 aphids in a lifetime, and they don't stop there. They're also great at going after mites and other little pests. Next, meet the lacewing. These are beautiful, delicate-looking insects, but they are another powerhouse. While the adults mostly eat nectar and pollen, their larvae are called aphid lions, and for good reason. They are relentless hunters of aphids, little caterpillars, and all sorts of pest eggs. If you can get the adult lacewings to hang out, their kids will do all the dirty work for you. Then we have the hoverfly. These guys are masters of disguise. They look a lot like small bees or wasps hovering over the flowers. The adults are fantastic pollinators, which is great, but their secret weapon is also their larvae. They look like tiny little maggots, and they have a huge appetite for aphids. Having hoverflies is like getting a 2-for-1 deal, pollination and pest control. And don't forget to look down. Working the night shift in your garden are the ground beetles. These are the unsung heroes for sure. You might not see them much because they're nocturnal, but they are working tirelessly, hunting for slugs, snails, cutworms, you name it. Some of these guys can eat their own body weight in pests every single night. Giving them a safe place to hide during the day is key to keeping them on your side. And of course we gotta talk about bees. Now, they're not predators, but they're probably the most important beneficial insect of all. Honeybees, bumblebees, mason bees, all the native bees. They're the ones responsible for our fruits and vegetables, and our flowers. A garden without bees just isn't gonna be very productive. So how the heck do you invite all these guys to the party? Well, the number one way is to plant the flowers and herbs that they love to eat. It's not just about making your garden look pretty. You're providing food in the form of pollen and nectar. Here's a starter list to create a buffet that they just can't resist. Number one on my list is anything from the carrot family. This means stuff like dill, fennel, cilantro, and parsley. The trick is you have to let some of it go to flower. Their little cluster blossoms are the perfect shape for the small mouths of ladybugs and lacewings. Next up, plant some sweet alyssum. This slow-growing flower is an absolute magnet for hoverflies. You can use it like a living mulch around the base of your bigger plants like tomatoes or kale. It creates this beautiful, fragrant carpet of flowers that's secretly working to protect the plants above it. And you definitely want to plant some flowers from the aster or daisy family. This is a huge group with classics like cosmos, sunflowers, and coneflowers, also known as echinacea. Their flower heads are like a perfect landing pad, offering up both pollen and nectar for a whole range of bees and other good bugs. Another must-have is yarrow. This stuff is tough, it's perennial, and it's a champion attractor. Ladybugs and lacewings love its flat-topped flowers. And finally, Don't forget your herbs, things like mint, lemon balm, and thyme. If you let them flower, they will draw in beneficials like crazy. The key is to have something blooming all season long, from early spring right through the first frost. That way, there's always a steady food supply for your little allies. Now I want to hear from you. What's a plant in your garden that you've noticed is an absolute magnet for the good bugs? Share it in the comments below so we can all learn from each other and build an even bigger list of powerhouse plants. Okay, so beyond the plants, a truly welcoming garden has a few other key things. First, give them a water source. Insects get thirsty too, but they can drown pretty easily in deep water. A simple, shallow dish with some pebbles, marbles, or sand and a little bit of water is perfect. It gives them a safe place to land and get a drink. It's a tiny detail that makes a really big difference. Second, you gotta offer up some shelter. A lot of these insects need a place to hide out from predators and to spend the winter. Now, you don't need a fancy bug hotel or anything. Just leaving a layer of leaves under a bush, having a small pile of rocks or logs in a corner, or planting a thick ground cover is perfect. Resisting the urge to be perfectly tidy is actually a good thing for your garden's ecosystem. Third, try to use native plants when you can. Native plants and native insects just go together. They evolved with each other, so they're often the absolute best source of food and shelter for your local good bugs. Now, building this little ecosystem is just as much about what you don't do. The golden rule is this: stop using broad spectrum chemical pesticides, period. It's the fastest way to undo all of your hard work. If you spray for aphids, you're also killing the ladybug larvae that were about to eat them for you. It just doesn't make any sense. But remember, having a small number of pests around is actually a good thing. It's food for your predators. Another thing to avoid is messing around with the soil too much. Constant tilling can destroy the homes of ground beetles and ground nesting bees. Using no-till or low-till methods will help protect those guys. Look, switching your mindset from pest elimination to ecosystem building is the most powerful thing that you can do as a gardener. You're not just growing plants anymore, you're becoming a habitat creator. You're building a resilient little community that pretty much regulates itself. By planting a variety of flowers, giving them some water and shelter, and putting those chemical sprays away for good, you invite nature back in. You'll have a garden that's not only more productive and beautiful, you'll spend a lot less time fighting pests and a lot more time enjoying the hum of the bees and watching a ladybug patrol your garden for free. A full-time pest control army working right alongside with you. And do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button. It sure would help this old gardener out. Thanks, and I'll see you on the next one.